Hey there, happy Monday everybody! So today's recipe is actually a bit of a challenge for me because we're making a flavor based on something that I have never actually eaten, carrot cake. So I really have to thank Christina from Curling for this idea. I have no idea what this is supposed to taste like, so I hope that I can meet your expectations. So we are going to start by melting 3 tablespoons of butter. And while that's melting, so I've been really into these rainbow carrots lately, mostly because they come in my favorite color as a child, yellow, and my favorite color as an adult, purple. So instead of using any of the white or the orange, I'm going to use a yellow carrot and a purple carrot in this recipe. And while that's melting, I have a half cup of brown sugar in 2 installments, and a teaspoon of cinnamon, a 1/4 teaspoon of ginger, and a 1/4 teaspoon of cloves. Let's just break up the sugar, get this sort of syrupy. Oh, it smells so good right now. Can I just stop? Can I just stop and eat this? I'm sure this is healthy, right? This is definitely on somebody's diet. And now that that's syrupy, this is 3/4 of a cup, although to be honest, it's probably closer to a cup. It's 1 yellow carrot and 1 purple carrot that I have shredded. Like I said, I'm using my favorite color carrots here. I've been told that as an adult you're not allowed to have a favorite color, and to those people I say you're wrong. So we're just going to go ahead and cook this for about 5 minutes, really let those carrots soften up and sort of absorb some of that sugary spice mixture. I feel like this is a good time to mention one of my food theories. So I'm a big believer that foods that are fun colors or fun shapes taste better. Do you remember the green ketchup from the turn of the millennium? I swear it tasted better than red ketchup. And you know, Kraft mac and cheese in the fun shapes, delicious. Especially the Blue's Clues, because you know it had blue noodles as well. So you had the color and the shape. Do they actually taste any different? Probably not. But mentally, they're so much better. And you know what? Just because it's fresh in my mind, and it's not going to hurt to add it now, there's our pinch of salt. So like I said, I have never had carrot cake before. I love carrots, I love cake, but never the twain have they met. I don't know that taproots and cakes go well, but you know what, maybe I'm wrong. I will be the first to admit, if this turns out well, maybe I'm wrong, and I've been missing out on carrot cake all of these years. So that is our 5 minutes. I can tell that these are really starting to break down quite a bit, but I don't know that they're broken down enough for ice cream. I think if we churn these with these carrots in their current condition, they would turn into little shards of ice, and I don't want to take on the liability of choking somebody with a little shard of carrot. So I'm going to go ahead and add our milk and heavy cream, and a 1/4 cup of granulated sugar, vanilla bean paste as always, and just to sort of break some of that up, I've got my stick blender, my immersion blender, and we're just going to give it a few pulses. So you can see there are still some carrots sticking to the blender. And we'll end up straining a lot of this out anyway, so I'm not entirely concerned, and since that cream and milk were cold at refrigerator temperature, I just want to bring that back up to a simmer. And as always, we'll go ahead and get these 4 egg yolks tempered. You know, if I get really upset about this, I would probably throw a temper tantrum. Egg yolks back in, and we'll just go ahead and cook this until those egg yolks are fully cooked. Okay, go ahead and kill the heat, get this off of the burner. And moment of truth, let's see how well those carrots got blended up. Well, I can tell by how slowly it's straining that we are losing some carrots. So there's definitely some carrot solids left behind there. And we'll go ahead and add our cream up to 3 cups. Go ahead and give this a taste. I may end up eating my words here about carrot cake. We'll see. We'll go ahead and get this in the fridge. Okay, the ice creaminator is chilled. It's actually chilled from the previous batch. And we will go ahead and get our carrot cake mixture poured in here. There's some carrot sludge at the bottom. I'm gonna go ahead and incorporate it. And we'll go ahead and let this churn just to soft serve. Okay, it looks like we are pretty close to soft serve, so this is where we can consider some mix-ins. Now, you could go with some roasted pecans. I think that would be a good addition. You could also do some raisins, but darn, I don't have any, which is actually a lie. I could probably go downstairs and open up an MRE and dig up some raisins. But I think we're just going to go with some cream cheese frosting. This is leftover from the green velvet cake ice cream. And I'm just going to go ahead and squeeze some of this in. I had a blowout. That does happen sometimes. Yep, there's the hole in the bag. I love these disposable pastry piping bags, but they do have a tendency for blowouts. And I'm just gonna leave that there for the moment to remind me of my failure. So now that I'm scooping this, it seems like it may have been just a little shy of soft serve. So we probably could have churned it for another 5 minutes or so. I think it'll be okay. I don't know that I care at all. I do. But we'll go ahead and throw our lid on here, carrot cake, and chuck this in the freezer. Okay, let's give this carrot cake ice cream a try. It's a little firm, but it feels like it's scooping pretty nicely. Ooh, look at that. I can see the cream cheese. So the second scoop didn't show the cream cheese quite as much, but if I open it up and reveal that first scoop, then you can see all of this cream cheese frosting. If you look really closely, you can see some of the little bits of carrot. Let's go ahead and give this a taste. Okay, maybe I have misjudged carrot cake all of these years, because this is really good. It tastes familiar, but I can't place the flavor. I'm not entirely sure what this is, what this reminds me of. But boy, those warming spices really come through. The cinnamon is nice. I do get I think I get some of the cardamom. Did I put cardamom in there? I don't remember. But it tastes like cardamom. But as I said, I've never had carrot cake, so I don't really have a frame of reference to know how this should taste. The cream cheese frosting is really nice. It's sort of it's a sweet flavor that complements the spice flavors really well. The only thing I don't really get are the carrots. I don't get that carrot flavor, and maybe that's a thing with carrot cake. I don't know. Again, don't have that frame of reference. But there is a little bit of grittiness from the carrot. I can tell that. It's not perfectly smooth, but honestly, this is genuinely delicious. And I know I said no pecans because I'll eat them, but I broke down anyway. These are just a few candied pecans. And I just want to see if that little extra bit of crunch is what we need here. That did tie it together. So again, I'll be the first to admit that I was wrong. Those pecans do add a nice crunch, a nice textural contrast to the creaminess of the ice cream. And maybe just a little bit of bitterness. I don't know if I'm the only one, but I find nuts to be just slightly on the bitter side. And that really complements the overall sweetness. And again, I really have to thank Christina for this idea. I think this one turned out really well. This is definitely going into my little book of ice cream recipes that I've been keeping. If you have any ideas for exotic ice creams or just any ice cream in general, please feel free to leave it down in the comments below. I appreciate every last one of those. I hope you all have a great week, and we'll see you next time. Bye!